So who would be your eternal ever after? If your spouse dies and you get remarried, then once the three of you have all passed, who are you hooking up with in heaven?
What a great question.
And you only get one. There's no weird little,
I would guess so. It's one of those questions I've had for a while, and just with the passing of Ozzy Osbourne and watching Sharon yesterday and saying, wow, if any two people were soulmates and just really meant to be together, even though Ozzy had a former wife, and even if Sharon hooked up with somebody else, you would imagine that they would have to gravitate to each other back in the great beyond.
You would think that is the allegiance that holds strongest.
You'd think.
But, what do we know?
But then you think about how long lives can be and what can happen. And let's say that, for instance, your high school sweetheart is the love of your life, and you have an amazing 10 or 15 years together, and then something happens. And
they die in a car wreck.
Just one.
Oh, my gosh.
And then the other one goes on to live another 30, 40 years, and 35 of those years they're married to somebody else, and they have a good life, but maybe it's not as passionate. So then what happens? Does he reunite with the one he was more passionate about, or is it the one that he built the life with and had all the kids with?
If you're talking about the great beyond, which is supposed to be happiness and all that, you're supposed to be with the love of your life, I'd imagine. You're not going to go up there and be like, I got to compromise because you're going to go with the one that you truly love in your soul.
Yes.
That's what
would seem to make sense. If you're talking about it's your soul that's left, the body's gone, then your soulmate would be the person you'd be with in eternity.
I am so going to ask this question to my 101-year-old grandma, because she's got, my dad's dad died when I was 5. Mm-hmm. And then after he died, she got herself a boyfriend, Tony.
Right.
We loved Tony. Mm-hmm. Tony was awesome. He was lovely. They were together for like 15 years.
Yep.
And then one day, Tony was closing the trunk on his hatchback car, getting out groceries. He closed it on his own head, lights out.
No, really?
Tony died.
Wow.
So when she goes to heaven, which is probably going to happen in the next 5 years, who does she go with?
Yeah.
My grandfather or Tony?
I don't know if I should. I don't know. Do you want to ask your grandma that?
Yes.
That's really kind of reminding her of knocking on the door of the great beyond.
But I gotta know, Grandma, who are you gonna go sit beside in heaven, Grandpa or Tony?
Yeah.
Hey, Grandma, I know you don't have much time left here, so I need this answer.
I'm not gonna say it like that.
No, but I'm saying that she may interpret it that way. I don't know. I'm trying.
She could outlive me. The way I drink.
When?
Oh, I'm definitely outliving you.
It's fine.
That's fine. So I asked the question, if your spouse does die, you get remarried, who do you hook up with in heaven after the three of you have died? A majority of people are saying the person you love the most, 58%. Now, that's where I'm thinking that could be a reality check if you're walking into the great beyond with the new person you were just with, and you're like, yeah, you know what we had on earth was just kind of that, and so I'm going to go over here, and nice knowing you.
What if that person, you were their everything, and then they have to look over and see you with Ozzy?
Right.
Well, then that's not heaven. That's torture.
Right, exactly.
You're actually in hell at that point.
Yeah.
So when you get to heaven, do you care?
Well, that's why I brought up that option. Maybe nobody hooks up in heaven. Maybe it's just something that we can't come to grips with, that in the great beyond, we're all just on the same plane, and it's not about that kind of stuff. It's not partnering up.
We don't bring all of our human insecurities to heaven.
Well, I just remember I had an older relative that said when they get to heaven, they want to go up there and they want to hear Elvis play and all this stuff. And I'm going, does Elvis really want to play for everybody in heaven? He's like, really? I got to do a gig up here?
Yeah, I can't even retire.
I can't get paid.
Yeah.
Is that what he wants to do? He's like, oh, great, I got to do another show for somebody.
I don't think he wants to go up there and do a show.
That's what I wonder.
Right. 34% of people are saying nobody hooks up in heaven. So it's just when you get there, it's, Ozzy and Sharon, yes, they'll know each other, still love each other, but just the same as they would anybody else. And then only 5% are thinking it's your last earthly partner that you would be paired with for eternity, in eternity.
But what if you can really marry a terrible last earthly partner? And
That's why
it's a little scary.
Yeah, to me, when you say great beyond, this could be heaven or hell.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can see it in a movie. It's called Eternity. And it's got Elizabeth Olsen in it. She's going to be playing the role of a woman who has to make that choice before moving on to her permanent afterlife. And then Miles Teller and Callum Turner are going to play the dead husbands who are fighting to be her forever man.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yes. What a concept, huh?